I love to see MedTech now becoming an open architecture mentality, right? So we can point to the Apple iPhone with something like that was built as an open architecture for other developers to come in to bring in their superpowers that would sit on Apple's hardware. And so right now, a company, respectfully, this is me saying it, not you saying it, like a Philips or a Siemens or a GE, they are not biology companies. They're not, they are technology companies that are centered around hardware. And they might be able to get 80% close to biology meets, let's call it deep learning or machine learning or AI. They'll get close, but that last 20% inside the red zone, to use a football reference, they're not going to be able to bring home. So I'm seeing more and more of this open architecture of drug devices coming together and devices and imaging come together, and now biology devices and imaging come together. So it's super interesting to watch.
Well, and I think that you point to an exact thing. I was at one of those large companies in the CTO office right before I founded Elucid. And in particular, the development of methods like this so I was reviewing a variety of applications that were being developed in the research pipeline. And there was a glass ceiling that they were all sort of running into, because people could start an idea relatively easily and get it started. However, to bring it all the way down the pike required a considerable depth that ultimately the organization was not able to sustain. So increasingly what we've seen is companies like those that you have mentioned being interested and seeing it as a strategic asset to be bringing these things in, taking advantage of the de-risking work that groups like ours do. Not that there are many like us, but those that would be considered our peers. And then leveraging that larger resource base and that larger distribution set of channels that they may have ultimately for the benefit of patients.
Sure, they've got the install base, they've got the data flying through, you've got the core base truth in the histology. And so to me, as an outsider and somewhat of an insider, I'm like, so where am I missing this, right?
It's a symbiotic relationship. Mm-hmm. So CT angiography rates are growing rapidly on their own, but with technologies such as ours, or specifically ours, that are able to take that image and provide more information from it to increase its usefulness to a physician, that further catalyzes the rate of CTAs being performed, which is good for the imaging companies that are capturing them. So we see it as mutually beneficial, and there's definitely things that we're bringing to the table that make sense to be formed in a company environment such as ours.